Today I'm going to show you the ATX-LMZ-640 leverage lat pull down, which we have recently added to our range. Now this machine has been around for a long time, but I've only just brought it into Australia. I've always wanted to bring it in, but have held off, and here are the reasons why. Now, leverage can be the best form of resistance when done properly. It is simple, cheap, really smooth and robust and very direct. But it does have some drawbacks. In the case of this machine, one of the drawbacks is quite simply just the concept. Now, weight trainers will drool over a leverage bench press like the ATX multi-press. But when they look at something like this, they'll scratch their heads. It just looks different. It looks a bit weird. My hesitation on bringing this machine goes back to when I first started the business. PowerTech at the time had a great little leverage lat pull down machine too. It was very similar to this machine, but it didn't have the cable. It just was purely leverage. The PowerTech leverage lat pull down was great and had a very different feel to a normal cable pull down. I don't have a video of the standalone machine, but here is the exercise on the PowerTech multi-system. You had to adjust your body position to get the best resistance from the resistance curve. If you perform the exercise like a traditional cable lat pull down, it just didn't feel right. However, when done correctly, it hit parts of your back that the cable lat pull down didn't. But best of all, it was cheap and pretty much bulletproof. Sadly, the machine didn't sell that well. Back then, it was so hard to educate the customer on the benefits and technique of a machine like that. YouTube had only just started in 2005 when I got these. The machine looked completely different to a cable lat machine. People hadn't seen anything like it before, so people naturally gravitated to the more familiar design. However, in 2025, after a 30 to 40% price increase in everything, I feel people now will be more open to a quality lat machine that feels great for under $1,000. First off, this machine may look completely different to a traditional lat machine, but it looks very similar to another very popular machine, the ATX Triplex and PowerTech Leverage Gym. What makes this great is that it can be assured that this design has been tried and tested in the gym. Check out my review on the ATX Triplex Gym for greater detail on the pedigree of this actual design. While the frame is slightly thinner than the Triplex Gym, the Triplex needs to have a bit more meat on the bones to accommodate the leverage bench press. The rest of the leverage lat pull down, pulleys, cables, pads, pins, are the same as what you'll get on the Triplex. Now, the drawback with leverage as a form of resistance is that it has a limited range. When the lever arm is perpendicular, there is no resistance. As it goes past 90 degrees, the resistance will start to decrease. For certain exercises like leg extension, the curve is perfect. Peak resistance is at the top of the range.
I don't know why, but every time, like I said, I put the plate loaded one on, I get a much better quad squeeze, and I feel it better than if I'm at the gym. And I think too, sometimes at the gym now, a lot of the new ones get on some leg extensions, are on fancy angles and shit, and sometimes I feel my knees more than my actual quad. My favourite one used to, remember the old Universal one? It was just a flat bench. They used to be my favourite. If you're asking me, I'll take the plate loaded any day over the pin for muscle contraction and actually feeling it. So whoever said the other obviously doesn't train properly.
For exercises with a longer range of motion, like side lateral raises, you will need to adapt the movement so you are getting the correct resistance at the optimal part of the movement. So on this leverage machine, you'll really need to dial in your start-stop position. It is really simple once you grasp the concept. So on a lat pull down, you want the bar to be swinging slightly above your upstretched arms. So when you grab it and then you sit down to begin the exercise, the lever arm has only slightly been engaged. The limiting factor of the range is not the distance between the high pulley and your chest. It is actually the distance between the pulley on the lever arm and the pulley on the frame. To make the setup process quicker and easier, just use some coloured cable ties on your chain to guide you on your setup. But once you do it, we don't even need the cable ties. If you nail this process, your lat pull down, seated rows, bicep and tricep exercise will feel just like a normal lat machine. That is the advantage of the ATX cable leverage design over the old PowerTech leverage design that didn't have the cable. This design has the best of both worlds. The leverage design also makes the machine very compact for a lat machine. It is only 209 centimeters high, which makes it perfect for low ceilings. And it is only 135 centimeters deep, and that includes the footplate lying flat. The handy little feature is the footplate can be flipped up when not in use. The downside with this compact design is that a big unit may struggle. I'm 185 centimeters and I'm sweet, but I think over the 6'4" mark, you may feel a bit tight. If there are any big Europeans that have had this machine, let us know in the comments how you fared. Now, wrapping up, the common theme is compromise. You'll hear me say that a lot in these videos. No gym equipment is perfect. If it is perfect, it is normally bloody expensive, trust me. In the case of this lat machine, it is best summed up as follows. If you don't want to spend over $1,000 on a lat machine, you are going to have to make a lot of compromises. The machines that are under $500 are excellent, as long as you don't train on them and just hang your washing on them. You have to trust me, not only do these cheap lat machines feel like crap to use, they break down if you train consistently on them. We know this because people have been buying replacement pulleys and cables for these type of machines. So your sub $500 lat machine quickly gets more expensive. The ATX leverage lat machine, on the other hand, offers you a design that has been proven to be effective and robust on the ATX triplex and PowerTech leverage gym for decades. If you can understand the basic concept of leverage and how the resistance works, and you can quickly set up your exercises, you can maximize the advantages of leverage resistance, which is super smooth resistance at an affordable price, while avoiding the drawbacks, restricted range of motion, etc.